It felt very, very original. It's trying to tell you something more than just what's on the surface.
Jordan Peele fired his staff because they didn't procure the rights to the film.
The furries are going mad, Eric.
I don't need to know. I've dealt with them enough in my life.
It's true.
You go through trauma and you come out the other side and you survive and you're okay. You're not the same, and you're never
the same.
You can't go back to the way it was before. You guys are gooning over moms and aunts.
We want Elastigirl. We want Aunt Cass. Okay, that's what we want. Real quick, everybody, before this episode starts, we just wanted to tell you guys from the bottom of our hearts that we love you guys, and we would really love it if you loved us too. That's a weird way to say that.
Yeah, that is weird. That's okay. We love you.
No. But for real, if you like this podcast and you want to support us, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, give us a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or what else are we on? Amazon. Do those things for us, and we would truly, truly appreciate it. Yeah. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. So do that, please. Okay, bye. Thanks.
Cinema Rolls Podcast.
Welcome to the Cinema Rolls Podcast. Today, we are talking about Weapons. It is directed by Zach Cregger and is written by Zach Cregger as well. And it stars Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and Alden Ehrenreich. Is that how you pronounce his name?
I don't know.
The guy that played Han Solo in Solo?
Yeah.
Alden Ehrenreich. I think that's how you say it. And also,
Sure.
Justin Long's in it, the Scream King.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to go ahead and give a brief synopsis, like you did the last episode?
Yeah. Maybe I should have pulled it up. But it's kids go missing, and it's people dealing with the aftermath of that. It's told from different perspectives of different characters in town. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Without giving too much away.
That's all you need to know if you want to have a synopsis without spoilers.
I liked it. I thought the ending got a bit crazy and weird. People in my theater were laughing.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the other movie I saw, The Home, with Davidson. But this movie was really good for them, like leading up to the end. Whereas another movie kind of wasn't, and kind of sucked. So like this weird, wacky ending that made people laugh made that movie work for me. Whereas this one, it almost kind of like takes away from the rest of the movie. I think it still works, and I still enjoyed it. It's kind of ridiculous what happens there at the end.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, but no, it was good. I enjoyed the cast. A lot of Marvel cast. We got Silver Surfer,
You got
Thanos.
Yep.
We got Wong, Benedict Wong.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then we got the guy who played Solo. He was in Ironheart as
oh, really?
what's his face? Jeff Bridges' son. Dane, right? Ezekiel and Obadiah. Obadiah was his dad.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it was cool to see everyone, and I enjoyed the film. Like I said, it was good. It was cool to see it through everyone's perspective, and it was good without giving away too much, and without, getting into too much detail. That's pretty much all I got to say. I liked it.
Cool. Yeah, I liked it too. I'm gonna try not to go into details. I feel like I have a bad habit of doing that. So this is just strictly my take on it. It was very well written. Coming off of Barbarian, this is Zach Cregger's second film, I believe. And it is, so far, his filmography is stacked. Barbarian is great. This is also great. I was telling my girlfriend, I was telling Natalie that like when I was watching it, I felt like, because a lot of times I'm pretty good at like picking out the pieces of things and being like, okay, I feel like they drew inspiration from this, they drew inspiration from that, and I'm good at like
Mhm.
kind of like pulling, you know, picking out the pieces of it and finding the inspo of the movie. But with this one, I couldn't really find anything. It felt very very original.
Mhm.
The To me, it felt like the concept was kind of kids are getting up at night and going missing, and that was the main concept. And it kind of felt like he made the story around that, and then uh, kind of created these like um, character studies within it.
Mhm.
Um, and The only thing I could really even draw from it was maybe that like it feels kind of like a modern folk tale, like folklore.
Uh, Pied Piper
Yes,
calling, like,
or
yeah,
like Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, yeah, like pretty
yeah,
much. Or even like I feel like even Peter Pan kind of thing. You know,
yeah,
it feels like if Brothers Grimm wrote Peter Pan. You know, like
yeah.
um. So that's the only thing I think to me it pulled from. But other than that, everything was really original. It was really well written. It had a good contrast of comedy and uh, dark, fucked up horror. Um, and That's really cool to see. I feel like that's a hard balance. Sometimes if you go lean too hard into the funny, it starts to feel like the movie's more silly than it is scary and traumatic. But this one I felt like was a good mix of both humor and horror. And Julia Garner did great. Josh Brolin did really well. I feel like I related with his character the most, being a father. I feel like everything he did in this movie is probably similar to how I would approach the whole situation as a dad. Um, so he was a really relatable character, and I like the way he played that character. He did a really good job. Um, yeah, without getting too into details, that's the gist of what I think of it, and I liked it a lot. I want to get into the nitty gritty of it before we get into ratings.
Okay.
So this movie, it was one of those movies where I came out of the theater and I was like, I don't think I have a full grasp of what I just watched. And I was
Mhm.
like, what was going on in that movie? And I feel like the whole theater was like that. We were one of the, not really one of the first people out, but like a lot of people nowadays, especially because of all the post credit scenes, people stay in the movie theater for the credits now, um, which didn't really used to happen before. Now I feel like everybody does it. So we walked out. I don't know, maybe a couple minutes after the credits started rolling, and so we got to see some people walking out. And I feel like a lot of the conversation that I heard of people walking out were people like, what was that even about? You know, like because there's a lot of stuff in it that it feels like it's trying to tell you something more than just what's on the surface. You
Yeah.
know, um, and there were some things I had some speculations about, but I couldn't really figure out how to tie what to what. Um, so while you were in the movie, Eric, I went ahead and watched some interviews with the cast and the director, and I watched one breakdown because there was one symbol in the movie I just could not figure out.
The
So
triangle.
no, it wasn't the triangle, but it was. I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a second. Um, so one of the big questions I had was why is it called Weapons, right? The movie's
Mhm.
called Weapons, but it's about missing kids, and there's not really many weapons in the movie besides, at this point, audience spoilers. Uh, Besides the part where Julia Garner has the gun to Alden Ehrenreich, how do you say his name? His throat,
Yeah.
right? Up until that point, there wasn't really any weapons shown in the movie.
Not like traditional weapons.
No, yeah, right. She used the
Yeah.
potato peeler or whatever, right? But like, with a name like Weapons as a title, you would assume like, okay, maybe there's some guns involved, maybe there's whatever. But the And at first, like, and I still kind of think this, it's just the kids and the people in the town are being weaponized by the witch. And
which is what Josh Brolin says when he's explaining what he's found to Julie Gardner's character.
yes, he describes the kids as a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah.
Right. He's like he was being he was targeting, he was going in a straight line at like a heat-seeking missile, which I thought was cool. Cool little reference to it, the people being weapons.
Mhm.
And then the gun, the AR-15 that was floating above the house in his dream sequence when he was astral projecting. And that was something that was the symbol I was talking about. I wasn't sure why the gun above the house. There's no other guns in the movie besides that one part. And then that number 217 that was on full display on the gun when the gun appeared, the numbers appeared on top of it.
And is the time that the kids went missing.
Yes. So so why that specific number? Why on an AR-15 floating above a house? Right? And average moviegoers might just be like, "Oh, you're reaching, you're looking too into it." No, movies everything is done by design. He put an AR-15 above it for a reason. He didn't just say, "Oh, I'm just going to put an AR-15 above the house." He put it there for a reason. So I was trying to figure out why he put it there. And my first thought was, okay, mass shootings, right? Because AR-15s are usually the guns that are used in mass shootings. But why in this movie? I couldn't figure that out. I couldn't make the connection. I didn't know how. So I looked it up on YouTube. Shout out to where is this channel's name? Shout out to Heavy Spoilers. That's the YouTube
the
channel.
one I just watched.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
I listened to it on my way on the drive back home. So.
Nice. How far did you get into his breakdown?
I was listening to the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah. So I listened to that, and that was that on his thumbnail was like Y217, and I was like, this is the one thing I can't figure out, so I have to watch this. And I try not to watch these things before the podcast. I like to try to like hold my own, but for this reason, I want the audience to have some good content to learn from and know, rather than just me rambling and speculating. So I liked in his video he talked about the different theories of why 217. So 217 is the number in The Shining. That's the number of the room, but it's not the number of the room in the movie. I forget what the number of the room in the movie is, like 243 or something like that.
I think it was 237.
237.
Said.
Which, do you know the whole theory behind that, Eric?
It has something to do with the moon landing, I would assume.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't watched the documentary 237, I think it's called Room 237, right? It's in the room of the.
Yeah, that is the name of the documentary. It's
a good documentary on The Shining. It goes over all the conspiracies behind it. Stanley Kubrick was a very intelligent and complicated man. And he's also known to be the guy that helped fake the moon landing. And in The Shining, there's a lot of different symbolisms, and he changed that entire movie because, that entire story. Stephen King hates that movie because of how much he changed in his story. It's Stephen King's story. Stanley Kubrick took it and did whatever he wanted with it. And the reason why he changed, I don't want to get too deep into The Shining, but the reason why he changed it, supposedly, the room number, is that he helped fake the moon landing. There's 237 million miles, roughly, from Earth to the moon. Then the kid in The Shining is wearing an Apollo 11 shirt, I believe. And he goes to the room in that shirt. So it's like he's traveling the distance to the moon. So that's the whole conspiracy behind that, why he changed it. But in the book, the room number is 217. Did you get to his theory about the Bible scripture, Eric?
Yeah. Matthew 2:17, right?
Yeah, which I thought was pretty interesting, which is weirdly lines up.
Yeah.
Because the kid that Josh Brolin's character is looking for is named Matthew. And the number they all went missing is 217.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence.
So there's a lot of synchronicities with that number and other things. And I believe Matthew 217 is about how they were killing kids in Bethlehem because they thought they heard rumors of a Messiah being born. They're trying to kill Jesus, right?
Yeah, he was talking about a king ordering the children to be killed.
Yeah, a slaughter of innocents.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's how that kind of matches up. I think the theory he described that best matches this movie are what I think is actually the actual symbolism is the shooting that happened in Parkland on Valentine's Day.
The school shooting, right?
Yeah, 17 kids were killed that day, and it happened in the month of February. February being 2 month, and then 17 victims. And it being displayed on the AR-15. I'm not sure if the AR-15 was used for that shooting, but I would assume it was. Just because, like I said, that's usually the gun that's used in mass shootings. That number being displayed on the AR-15 above the house, I think that's the thing that makes the most sense for it to symbolize, which is sad but cool. And shout out to Zach Cregger for being able to put all this symbolism in this movie and kind of it's like a way of remembrance for those kids that were that fell victim to that tragedy.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool of Zach to put that in there. Yeah, so that was like the big thing that I could not figure out, and that to me makes the most sense. Yeah, so that's the coolest thing. I don't know if you want to keep going into cool things that were in the movie, or if you want to move into ratings.
I have some things I can say. Just trying to remember everything. Yeah, the cop character. Paul. Paul is his name.
Mm-hmm.
I like that when you meet him when we're in teacher's perspective. Like he seems like a decent guy, and then when you see himself through his perspective, like this guy kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So like you kind of see just the different perspectives of people when they go to their story
Mm-hmm.
and to different sides of the story and see that a lot of these people in the town weren't exactly the best people. Yeah. Old witch with their kids.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming she did that because she was like training like their youth to live longer.
Yeah, that's the
I don't know if the
speculation.
movie
It never fully
explained that, but
explained it. Yeah.
yeah.
The assumption is that the lady
Yeah,
probably
that's my
has like
assumption.
cancer or something. She's old. Who knows how old she is? Because who knows? Maybe she does this all the time, where she like goes to a town and just drains the life force of people and then leaves. So, and I like when movies do that sometimes. Like they kind of leave it open ended for the people to kind of speculate. And
Yeah.
that was the other thing I thought that was really cool in this movie is that like in the beginning, Josh Brolin's character writes "witch" on Julia Garner's car.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, when I was watching, I was like, "Oh, this does kind of feel like a witch hunt." You know what I mean? Like kids are
Yeah.
going missing. They don't know who did it. They're blaming this lady, so it does kind of feel like she's like on a witch trial, And then it turns out there's actually a real witch.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and it's like all those kids go missing except one, and so they naturally blame her because she's the adult and she's the teacher. There's two people that didn't go missing, and the other's the kid. He's the one that actually has the connection to the witch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That poor kid. I really empathized with that little boy.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like when you see the story through her perspective, and she's following him, trying to like see if he's okay or whatever, and he yells at her to leave him alone, to not follow him. Like he's actually doing that to protect her from whatever's going on in
And
that house.
he's genuinely concerned about his parents as well. You know what I mean? Who knows what this
That
lady
too,
would have
yeah.
done to his parents if homegirl came to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just when you first see it, like you're like, okay, this kid's weird, but like no, he just wants his parents to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's why he hasn't told the adults are the authorities of what really happened.
Yeah.
I like that the principal and his partner were wearing matching Mickey and Minnie T-shirts.
They were wearing matching Mickey and Minnie t-shirts, you said?
Yeah, yeah. So his partner was wearing a Minnie T-shirt and he was wearing Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah,
I thought that was the such a cool way to reveal how the witch was doing it. Like she comes into
yeah,
their home and then she just like slowly starts pulling her tools out and then just starts performing
yeah.
her ritual right in front of them, like nonchalantly. That was like such a cool way to introduce like her craft. Another thing about The Shining, um, the director, when I was watching the interview with him, he said that The Shining was a big influence on this movie.
Yeah.
Um, and as soon as he said that, I was like, oh my God, the parents standing in the hallway is literally the twins from The
Twins.
Shining standing in the hallway, and the little boy is staring at them exactly the same
Yeah.
way.
And
And
then they break down the door.
yeah, but then they break down the
It's like-
door,
Yeah,
and then the mom pushes her face through the door,
Her
just
face
like
through,
Jack
yeah.
does, Jack Torrance.
yeah,
Yeah, that was all.
yeah, yeah. When she did that, I immediately thought of The Shining.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool because it seems like these two coolest horror movies that come out this year. This one and then Sinners, I think. Which I don't know if you. I feel like Sinners to me doesn't feel like a horror movie. I don't know why, but
I don't feel like it's a horror movie either. I guess technically it is.
technically it is because there's like gore and vampires and shit. But like it doesn't feel like a horror movie to me.
Yeah.
But they both pull reference from The Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool because it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. It's a good book.
You read the book?
I listened to it.
I listened to like 3/4 of it. I don't know how far I listened to it, but I got to a part where Jack Torrance was like looking through like old files in the basement or something.
Yeah.
And I just, for whatever reason, I couldn't get past that part. I feel like Stephen King, sometimes he drags things out. Like he describes
He
things
does.
in too much detail sometimes. I'm just like, okay.
So
He's reading
I
a
listened
newspaper. How
to-
long can he be reading a newspaper for?
Yeah, I listened to it audiobook, and he goes into so much detail about Stanley's wife and her family. I'm like, dude, Stanley killed himself at the beginning of the movie. We don't know him or his wife, and we don't need to. Why? Why do I need to know all this,
Yeah.
Mr. King?
I think he just goes. That's why I think he's just going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he was doing a lot of cocaine, from what I've been told. So.
Yeah. Is that cocaine? Okay, you want to move into ratings?
I think I'll give it a 7. Can't remember what I gave Together, but I feel like I like Together slightly more,
Interesting.
so I don't want to give this a higher score
Fair.
than Together.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm actually on the other end. I liked this movie more than I liked Together. And I'm not gonna lie, the reason why I wanted to get into some of the nitty-gritty stuff about breakdowns and speculations and shit like that was because originally I came out of it, I liked it, and I was like, this just feels like maybe a 7.5. And I was telling Natalie too, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna review this movie. I don't know how to rate it. I feel like I don't fully grasp
Yeah.
it yet. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I was like, right now, I know as far as like what the director was doing, technically wise, story structure wise, everything is sound. Like it's all good. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna give it a bad rating. You know what I mean? I was like, but I don't fully understand it yet. And I was like, so I was sitting at like a 7.5, and then I started kind of really going down like the rabbit hole of, you know, what things were symbolic of. And then I was like, you know what? This is really cool. I really like this. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. I liked it. It was really cool. It does feel like
It is really good.
it feels like a modern day folk tale.
Yeah. That's like a perfect way to describe it, actually.
Yeah, I like that, and I like that it feels really original. I remember when I was talking about like to Thompson when we were responding to his email, I was saying like one thing I like about movies is when I come out of the theater and I'm like, damn, that feels like something I've never seen before. And this
Yeah.
was one of those movies for me. It's like I feel like I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I do feel like it was pretty original, and same with Barbarian when I saw that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it and very well made.
yeah, agreed. Mm. Let's get into some fun facts because I got some things from the interview, and some things from the breakdown as well. Um,
Yeah. Um, I just want to say it that always forget. Like I think someone had told me before, but I've forgotten. So in the heavy spoilers video, when he mentioned that Zach Cregger is the dude from Whitest Kids You Know, and his best friend is Trevor
that's
Moore,
right. Yeah,
I was like, I forgot that that's who that is.
I know.
And I love that. Yeah,
I was telling Natalie, I was like, I'm surprised Eric didn't say anything about this. Like Eric used to really like that show.
yeah, I love that show. It's so funny. I just sent some clips to our cousin Junior earlier in the week. We were talking about that. Um, yeah, I forgot. So that first, I think it's cool that he's doing more and he's making these awesome movies. And and then he released this movie. I think it's the anniversary of Trevor's passing.
Yeah, which
Um,
which
that-
he passed pretty tragically. No, was it like
yeah, it was pretty sudden. Like I don't think he was sick or anything. I don't know what happened.
I know there's a lot of conspiracy
Uh,
behind his death
yeah,
because
but
in his skits he was making fun of like a lot of like elite people in Hollywood and shit like that.
like Illuminati and stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why the triangle was in the movie. But
maybe.
there was an interview with some of the guys from Wise Kitchen Now, and they asked him about Trevor's passing, and they're just like, he went, doing something he always tried to do, and I was sucking his own dick.
That's funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that they're able to make jokes
Yeah.
about it.
It, actually, one of the things that they talked about in some of the interviews was that he this movie was very personal to him, and he created a lot of the characters and character studies off of people he knew or people he had lost, and
Mhm.
there was a lot of stuff in this movie about like grief, and it's kind of really personal to him, especially with the passing of Trevor.
Yeah.
Um, so
Which when finding out that he was, who he is, that whole end with the witch running from the kids and everything,
it all made sense.
like that made sense. It's like that is totally a Whitest Kids You Know sketch right there.
Yep.
Like,
I was thinking the same thing, yo. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so that's a fun fact right there. But I was saying when I feel like he had this concept of kids going missing and he kind of built the idea around it. So
Mhm.
I and people probably won't believe me when I say this, but like I was talking to Natalie about it on the way home in the car, and that was literally something I said. I was like, it feels like something he came up with the concept of like kids going missing, getting up in the middle of the night going missing, because it's a fun and intriguing concept. And then he just kind of went from there. I feel like I mean, he built everything around that.
Yeah.
And then in the interview, he literally says that he's like I just started writing. He's like I just started writing. I wanted it to be of a kid narrating the opening. He's like kids go to school, so I started writing about them in school. He's like then I like the idea of them all going missing, and then he's like I just kept writing from there. And he's like I honestly didn't even know what I was writing until like halfway through the script, and then it started all kind of clicking together, and then he started putting the pieces together for it.
Yeah, that's what you got to do when it comes to writing. You just got to do it.
Yeah,
And writer's block sucks, but like if you just sit down and write, you write nonsense.
yeah,
Eventually, something's going to come to you, and you'll just take off from there.
yeah.
Um,
That's what
I
Stephen
know
King
Kevin.
does.
Yeah, yeah. Kevin Smith when he wrote Red State, which if you haven't seen Red State,
It's one of my
watch
favorite movies
that
by him.
movie. It's great, and if I didn't tell you it was a Kevin Smith movie, you probably wouldn't
I
have.
would say it doesn't feel like one of his movies.
Yeah, but when he was writing it, he we get to a point where like you would think the normal like logical thing would be to do like a certain thing like in this story, and he would completely go the other direction. It's like, this is what normally would happen in the movie, so we're not going to do that. We're going to take a left turn and do something else.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was Zach Cregger was saying that his writing process, he kind of takes a lot of influence from David Finch. That's his name, right? David Finch.
Is it Finch or Fincher?
I always get them confused because I think there's
one is Lynch, right?
one is Lynch. David is it? I always mix their names up. David Lynch. Sorry, he takes inspiration from David Lynch, not David Finch. I was thinking of David Fincher, who is also a great director. Um, so he takes inspiration from David Lynch, and David Lynch writes in a similar way, where he kind of has a concept that comes from like some place that's personal or some place that's from within, and then everything else kind of gets drawn out from that. So that was pretty cool to hear. That I was kind of my intuition about that was correct. The cop, played by Alden, however you say his last name, his character was kind of fashioned by John C. Reilly's character in Magnolia, and John C. Reilly in that movie plays a cop, and he has a mustache, and so this guy also too has a mustache.
It was an impressive mustache.
It was, and John C. Reilly's mustache is pretty impressive too. And then he said that The Shining was a huge inspiration for it, which we already talked a lot about The Shining. He said Magnolia was inspiration for it. The interviewer said that there was the movie The Orphanage feels like it could be like kind of inspiration.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, was that movie about missing kids? And he's like, oh yeah, one kid went missing. So like they kind of talked about that for a second. And the kid that played the crackhead, what's his name? Austin Abrams.
Okay.
I recognize him from Euphoria. He's in Euphoria.
Never watched the show.
Oh, really? Actually, as much hate as that show gets for being like slutty teenagers, which they are, and it's kind of weird, but you know, the main character Rue is not a slutty teenager. I mean, she's a teenager with problems and issues, especially a lot of problems. You know, she has like a lot of grief in that show. She's a well-built character, and the story revolves around her. So it's not really just about like teenagers having sex. You know, it's mostly about her, and the show's good. It just also happens to have slutty teenagers in it. But he's in it. Austin Abrams in it. And he does a really good job in that show. And this movie,
Pretty good in the movie.
In this movie, he stayed like 36 pounds. He's a method actor, I guess. So he stayed 36 pounds underweight to kind of maintain that look. But he was like one of the first people that signed on to the movie. So, and he had, the script was like, there was like a whole bidding war for the script, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? So the script was kind of in existence for like a year, and he was one of the first people signed on for the movie. So he maintained that weight, that underweight, 36 pounds underweight for a whole year, just for his part.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Pretty crazy.
Was it true that Jordan Peele fired his staff because they didn't procure the rights to the film?
I don't know how true that is, but that is pretty crazy. But I do understand him being mad about not getting the rights to it.
Yeah. Wanted to look that up and see if that was true, but didn't really have the time.
Because it makes sense, you know, that he would connect with this director, being that the director was also a comedic actor performing skits and then leaned into horror. Let me look that up for you, Eric. So it's unclear about whether or not it was because of this movie, but it seems like the timing of when it happened, it seems like it was because of this movie.
Okay. So it could be for other things, but they
Yeah,
factor in it.
yeah, for sure. And it didn't seem like it was his entire staff. It just seemed like it was just like 2 people.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, good. They deserve to be fired.
yeah, yeah. Um, and then here's something else that was really cool in the movie. There was a lot of references to parasites.
Yeah.
The teacher asks the students at one point, "What's the type of parasite?" The kid says a tapeworm. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a nasty one, or whatever, right?"
Yeah.
The on the board it says something about parasites, so it seems like they're learning about parasites.
Yeah.
And then on the TV, when they go into the principal's house, is an ant being attacked by parasites, and
Cordyceps.
yeah, so and that's just because the witch herself is literally a parasite to
Literally
the kid's house and
at his
eventually
door.
the town. Yeah. So that's some good layering right there. I love a movie with
Yeah.
good layers, you know?
Yeah.
Like Shrek.
Exactly.
um, uh, funny story, Eric. Funny story. So the guy that plays the kid's dad in this movie, right?
Yeah.
His name is Whitmer Thomas, right? Plays Mr. Lily. I met him once. So
Oh, yeah.
we were watching this movie in the theater, and I'm like, the dad looks mad familiar. I don't know how I know this guy. And Natalie's like, maybe he was at something else. And I was like, yeah, maybe. I was like, I don't know. And then like 5 minutes later, it hits me, and I'm like, I met him once. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I met him in Reno one time. I was drunk as fuck in Reno, and I met him on the street. Um, and so here's what happened. Here's the whole story. On my 21st birthday, I was in Reno, and I went to go see Dimitri Martin. He was doing a comedy show there. And this guy, Whitmer Thomas, he was one of his openers. He was doing comedy at the time. And and I remember really liking his stand-up. I actually almost liked his stand-up more than I liked Dimitri Martin's. Like he did a really good job. And then after I left the show, I saw him standing on the corner in a toga, I think with a guitar. And it's funny. I only remember one joke from that whole show, and it was his joke. And I don't remember how the joke went, but I remember the premise and I remember the punchline. So the premise was he had gotten kidnapped, right? He got kidnapped, and the town was looking for him. His dad was looking for him. His dad was out driving around looking for him, and he was like, I guess like holding hands with his kidnapper, like walking down the street, and the dad rolled up and rolled down his window, and he's like, hey, you there? That's my son. Give him here, right? And the whole give him here was like the punchline, and I remember it being specifically funny because I think it was a callback to something earlier he had said in his set, and so when I saw him on the street, I was like, hey man, you did really good up there or whatever, right? He's like, oh, thank you. And I was like, hey, all that stuff you said about your dad, was that true? And he goes, yeah. And I go, that sucks. And then I just walked away. And I swear to God, I took a picture with him, and I was looking for it everywhere before we started this podcast, and I couldn't find it. And so I think the person I was with is the one that has a picture. So I hit up my friend, Kirby, that's his last name, and I was like, "Yo, man, do you have this picture, bro? I need it. It'd be nice to put up for the podcast." But I don't think he's gotten back to me yet, so we'll see if before this podcast comes out, maybe there'll be a picture of me, so this story doesn't seem like bullshit. But I swear to God, it happened.
All right.
Yep, and that's all I got for fun facts, I believe. You got anything for me, Eric? Factually wise?
No.
I know you just came.
watch the same video, so
And you just
I
came.
didn't have much time.
You
Yeah,
just came from the movie theater. Okay.
it
Well.
was good. I did not like the lady that was sitting behind me.
Oh yeah. You had some bad
Yeah,
theater patrons.
yeah, she was talking and laughing really loud.
Ugh.
Just trying to watch this movie.
I was really annoyed at the kids in the front. Yo, there was some. Yo, what is it with fucking kids nowadays, bro? There's kids always been this annoying. I feel like I don't know. I don't remember being that annoying. But like maybe I was. So like these kids, they show up late, and he walks into the movie theater with his phone flashlight on, with the phone walking in front of everybody with the phone. I'm like, bro, what?
Dude.
I'm at the point where I'm about to yell at this kid in front of everybody. And then one of his friends like, yo, turn that light off. So he turns it off. So it's like, your friend just saved your fucking life, you know? And then they get to their seats, and as they're getting to their seats, they're being kind of loud. And I like kind of loudly said like, fucking kids these days, huh? And Natalie's like, yo, shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. But they're being annoying, yo. And then the movie ended, and they clapped obnoxiously loud. They're the only ones clapping.
That was like half my theater showed up late and had their phones out looking for their seats.
Why
Didn't know
do they do
were.
that?
They went on one side, and they were like, "Oh, we're not on this side," and then they had to like, walk down and go to the other side. And I had someone literally like sit down right behind me, and then they're like, "Let me sit here." And like it felt like they were whispering in my ear.
You're like, yeah, get out of here. Yeah.
Like, I don't care where you are, just sit.
At this point, just pick a seat. Everybody's fucking late. You know what I mean? Golly. And it pisses me off because the theaters have fucking little lights next to the numbers and the fucking letters and shit for you to see where you can sit down. Why are you coming with the fucking flashlight, bro? That's ridiculous.
Inconsiderate.
Inconsiderate fucks, Eric. What's the next portion of the podcast?
We just did in fact, so
Suggestions.
Suggestions.
Movie suggestions.
Yeah, there was something I was trying to think. There was a movie I had thought of before that was similar about kids being missing or abducted. I can't remember. But another movie that did come into mind after I saw this movie, because one, it's about a witch, and it is kind of funny, and have kids, so it made me think of Hocus Pocus.
Nice. Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, kids or witches kidnapping kids to suck out their souls, and stay young.
True, yeah. Tale as old as time.
Also, before I saw the movie and realized what it was about, all I really knew was that kids were missing. So, Prisoners is another movie.
Prisoners is a
pretty
good suggestion, Eric. That's actually one of the movies he said was an influence for this movie.
Makes sense. That's a good movie.
That's a great movie. Was it Roger Deakins, cinematographer for that movie? Same cinematographer for Blade Runner 2049. And then Denis Villeneuve is the director for it. Who's one of my favorite directors. Great movie. Love that movie. You got any other suggestions?
No, not that I can think of. I had one, but I can't remember.
Do the Whitest Kids don't they have a movie? Didn't they come out with a movie?
They have a movie. It's called Miss March.
That's right.
And it stars Zach and Trevor. So Zach is the main guy, and Trevor's his crazy friend. But he falls into a coma, and he wakes up years later to find out that the girl that he's in love with is like the Playmate of the Year.
So right, that's right.
Trying to get to California to the Playboy Mansion to reunite with her and get her to not do Playboy. I don't remember exactly. Movie's crazy.
So, did you like the movie?
Did I like the movie?
Yeah, I don't remember watching it, so I can't really say if I liked it or not.
It's not the best, to be
Okay.
honest. But it's not terrible. There's some really good things in it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Movies I would suggest. I couldn't really think of much, but the one that does come to mind is The Witch by Robert Eggers,
It's a good one.
which is a really good movie and involves a witch, or yeah, witches, I guess. It's a it's a good one.
Hey, what about that movie with young Fred Savage? Is it called The Witches?
Fred Savage. Let me look that.
Yeah. They did a remake recently with Anne Hathaway, where she was like the main witch. I think it's called The Witches. And for some reason, I want to say it involves a mouse or a
Savage
mouse.
Witches. Is it that one?
I don't think so. Maybe. I just know Fred Savage is in it. You know. Yeah, it's called The Witches. So the remake was in 2020 with Anne Hathaway. Is it not Fred Savage?
I don't think Fred Savage is in it because nothing pulls up when I look for it.
Could have swore it was Fred Savage, but maybe I'm wrong. But it is The Witches from 1990, that's for sure. Yeah, no, Fred Savage is not in it. Well, there is a movie with Fred Savage that might be a good suggestion. It's Monsters or Little Monsters
Mm-hmm.
with like the monster underneath his bed and he like goes into that world.
Was that
Weird movies I watched as a kid.
Hansel and Gretel movie with Hawkeye? Was that any good?
I never saw it, honestly. I want to say Mariah saw it and she liked it.
Mm.
I think that's the only person I know of that's seen it.
I'm not gonna lie, I've hated that period of movies where they're like coming out with like actiony, like live action, cool versions of folk tales. Jack and
That's when they did
Jack and the
Snow
Beanstalk or
White.
whatever, Snow White and the Huntsman. Hated all those fucking things. Did not want to see them.
I watched Snow White and the Huntsman. It was not good.
Yeah. Lily Collins is in that one. Does she Snow White?
No, that's a different Snow White.
There's a lot of Snow White movies coming out around that time, I think.
That one was with Julia Roberts. Snow White and that one was what's her face from Twilight, Kristen Stewart.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I love Lily Collins. I think she's beautiful.
She is pretty.
Definitely
better Snow White. I don't know if I saw that one, but I would say better Snow White than Rachel Zegler.
Agreed. Evidently so. Take that. Rachel Zegler.
Maybe you should have been Snow White, Josh.
I could have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really think of any other witches. There's a lot of other witch movies. I'm not sure if they're like good suggestions for this movie though. Barbarian would probably be my other suggestion just because he also directed the movie. It's also a horror and it's also pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also involves people being in basements.
Yeah, basement horror. Yeah, I think that's how they described the interview. Described it that way too. Basement horror.
That scene where Josh Brolin runs into her in the basement.
Oh my god, she was like, so why was she standing like that?
I don't know. She was just like hunched over.
Oh, you know what?
Hiding in the basement.
You know what? I will also suggest the Blair Witch.
Oh,
The original Blair
one.
Witch. Good found footage.
Yeah.
Like the found footage horror movie. And that scene where you first see the kids in the basement and they're all just standing there. It reminded me of the end of Blair Witch where he's just standing there.
Yeah.
So that would be another suggestion for me. There you go.
It's a good one.
You want to move into what we've been watching?
Sure. I haven't really watched much other than Attack on Titan. I finished that.
Nice. You finished it?
Good show.
You finished it?
Finished it.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Eric. What'd you think?
I liked it. Aaron, weird. I don't understand why he had to do what he did. Like they say
Yeah,
it's because like there's no other way, or like that's like how he foresaw it, so he had to do it.
yeah,
But like with all the powers and abilities he had, thanks to everyone he ate, like
yeah,
I feel like he could have just stopped everything. I mean,
yeah.
I probably wouldn't have stopped wars and people from killing each other, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
He could
think
have at least got rid of the Titan.
my whole thing is I think he started power tripping. Like and it's so funny because
Yeah,
I think like everyone wants like a very significant like inspirational, theoretical, like some kind of like crazy answer as to all of his actions. When really, I
yeah,
think the answer is just a simple answer, and he just started power tripping, and it makes it's the most realistic thing that would happen. I think in a crazy story
that
like
is
that,
true. Yeah,
like
power corrupts.
yeah, uh, and yeah. So I think that's ultimately what went down, and also too, he probably saw it kind of like as a win-win. Like he probably saw if he was able to foresee like past and future or whatever, and his
Yeah,
destiny was kind of aligned to this thing that would bring about peace afterwards.
hmm
He was like,
yeah.
just go
I
through with
mean,
it.
it's gonna be pretty peaceful when 80% of the world is dead.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
no hope but to help each other.
Did you watch through the credits and everything too?
I did like the credits. I liked how like you saw time progress and
Oh, I loved that.
ultimately just had more wars and
Yes,
everyone dies and then
history
someone finds
repeats.
the tree. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You know,
so
I don't
good.
like the Marlians.
Yeah, they're kind
You
of little
know,
assholes.
they are. It's like they hated the Aldeans because the Aldeans were the Titans and they like made them suffer for so long.
Uh,
But then they have control of the Aldeans and now they just like fuck with the whole world.
yeah,
It's
yeah. They're kind
like
of
you're just doing the same thing.
yep, yeah.
And then they have the Chaldeans in internment like
And internment
towns or whatever
camps,
they
camps
call
pretty
them,
much. Yeah,
and they have the stars on their arms. Like this, I don't like this.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. It was
Yeah,
pretty fucked up.
yeah.
What's it called? Uh, what'd you think of that? Like Schindler's List, shot where they're passing the baby to try to save it.
Oh yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's crazy because I mean, it's a good thing they did because the baby ultimately didn't die. But um, I don't know. It just shows humanity, and even though we as humans we know that ultimately everyone's gonna die, and they were all gonna go fall off that cliff or get trampled by the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to have the baby survive as long as they can.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good example of just like the innate goodness of humanity. Like even at
Yeah,
our darkest moments, we're still trying hard to hold on to hope. Um,
yeah,
and I think too, it's a good reference to Schindler's List. In Schindler's List, there's that little girl who uh, gets shown in on so the whole movie's black and white, but that little girl is in red, and in this show, you have the baby that everything turns black and white. Just the baby's cloth is red, and
yeah,
I think that was cool because I feel like Attack on Titan, like even talking about the Eldians, um, uh, what is it? The Eldians are the ones that are being oppressed and being in internment camps, right?
yeah,
So like that whole the way it's represented and the styles of it very much matches up to like World War II era
yeah.
and
Well,
themes,
and it was all very inspired by Germany,
Yeah.
like the style, like the towns and everything, um, and all their names too,
Hmm.
all very Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's a good parallel. It fits.
yeah,
Um.
yeah. It is crazy that he got all this from him wanting to make a story about giants because he felt that no one ever does stories about giants.
mm. Yeah, it's honestly insane. The dude, like, for someone who wasn't like uh, a mangaka, who wasn't like a solid artist, he like his artistry isn't best, and one of the reasons why I think he had put out a couple short story like mangas, and they kept like getting rejected from like publishers because they're just like, you're not up to par artist wise. Like, there's so many other better
Mhm.
artists than you. And he knew he wasn't the best artist, but he was like, I can tell a good story. So he had this idea since like high school, and he just was like, I'm gonna
Wow.
make this fucking story, whether people want it or not,
Yeah.
and it's probably one of the best stories I think I've ever got to witness or experience. Like, and it ties together so well. Even like I think there's like a scene early on in the show where Mikasa is watching a praying mantis, and praying mantis,
Hmm.
they take off the heads of their significant others or something, right? Some weird shit.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she decapitates him, and then she kisses his decapitated head.
Yeah.
Like, it comes around full circle from the smallest details. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
like I don't know how he did it, how he made this story by just going. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it feels like a story where he was just kind of going. He had no real like trajectory,
Yeah.
but somehow he was able to tie everything in together. I don't know how the fuck he did it.
I don't know, but also with the anime, didn't they pause production like more than once because they're waiting for him to finish up the manga?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, and
Yeah.
I remember seeing something. He had a hard time finishing it. He didn't know how to finish it, and I think uh, he uh, he had actually wrote an ending for it, and I think people didn't like it, and I think he rewrote the ending. Um,
Mhm.
and I think he rewrote the ending for Attack on Titan, the show, because in the
Yeah.
manga, I think it ends differently, and people didn't like it, so he rewrote the ending in the anime, and it's funny too because they did a re-release of the last, like, I think few episodes or whatever in theaters, and me
Hmm.
and Natalie and a couple friends to go see it. And at the end of that, there's like a little, it's like a little tidbit of like these people who just got out of the movie theater, and it looks like they could be like descendants of Mikasa and Eren and Armin, right?
Armin.
But it's like
Yeah.
modern day version of them. So it looks like they're like descendants of them, and they just came out of the movie theater watching the Attack on Titan, and they're
Hmm.
discussing the ending. And one of them is like very like snooty about it, and it's like, well, actually, I don't believe this ending, blah blah blah, blah, right? So like. And so it's like his way of like making fun of everyone that was like shitting on him for not ending it the way they wanted him to end it,
Yeah.
which I thought that was pretty funny.
That is funny.
Anyways, I could talk about this show forever, so probably best that we don't go down this route for too long.
Yeah. Okay.
um, what you've been watching anything else, or is that pretty much it?
I was one thing I did want to say about the show is that I liked that it had some time jumps and that at the start of the show, they're kids, and at the end they're full on adults,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just cool to see the progression in everyone's character and who they become.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
really like that. I thought it was cool.
yeah, I love stuff like that too. The credit scene is what made me love it. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny because it's like
Yeah.
the entire show. At the end of it, I was like, "Dang, that was pretty good," and I was like, "But I don't really know what to feel about it." And then the credit scene rolled, and I was like, "I
Yeah.
fucking love this show."
It was good. Yeah.
It was really
I
good.
do hate that Sasha died. That really upset me.
Everybody hates that. She was such a cool character.
Her and her potatoes.
Yep. I remember seeing like a picture of some girl in cosplay. She's cosplaying Sasha, and there's like a store, or like a eatery place. It says like something
Mm.
potatoes or something, and she's just like standing in front of
Yeah.
it, like. uh,
Awesome.
I love
Yeah.
weebs. They're so funny.
Yeah. So, what have you been watching, Josh? Have you been watching anything?
I've been watching a lot, actually. Surprisingly, I
Yeah.
haven't really had a lot of time, but I've been watching a lot of stuff at work. And Natalie was gone for the weekend because she had to um, dog sit. So I had a
Yeah.
movie night.
Cool.
That's like my thing. I do when I have the house to myself. I like just make an alcoholic beverage or drink some wine or something, and I watch a movie. And so I watched a movie that's been on my watch list, and it was Lady Snowblood. And
Okay, I did see you post that.
yes, oh my God, was this movie so fucking cool, yo! It was made in 1973, and um, it's about a young woman, right, who is born in a prison. So actually, it's based off a manga. If I had to say, I think this is probably the best live action manga ever made. This lady was born in a prison to a lady who was wronged by like I want to say like five people, right? And she was like really wronged by these people. She had a baby in prison, and then she died during childbirth, but she like stamped a mark of revenge on to her baby. Pretty much, she's like, "You're gonna avenge me. You're gonna go kill all these motherfuckers that did me wrong." And so her whole life, she's raised and trained to just get revenge for her mother. And then, so this movie is literally Kill Bill. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels more like a Tarantino movie than actual Tarantino movies. It like it it's crazy. You know for a fact, and I think Tarantino's actually talked about it. I think that's one of the reasons I decided to watch this movie. But this is the main source of inspiration for Kill Bill. The Orenshi, I think that's Lucy Liu's name in Kill Bill. Her character is designed off of this character, the main character in this movie. The whole revenge plot is the same as Kill Bill, pretty much. And yeah, it was the opening scene is dope. It's in snow. She like kills these motherfuckers with her umbrella. It's fucking sweet. It's really gory. It's like one of those old Japanese movies where like they cut like um your arm off and like blood is just and it's like that bright red like painting like it looks like paint
Yeah.
type blood. It's oh my God, this movie was so cool. It's I think it's up there. One of my favorite movies, honestly. It's so cool.
So,
Yeah, so I watched that. If anyone ever has a chance to watch it, it's on HBO Max. I was actually gonna watch Metropolis. I've been trying to find,
Megalopolis,
huh?
right?
No, not
Megalopolis?
Megalopolis. Metropolis.
Okay.
The movie from like I want to say it's like 1930 or something. Metropolis, 1927. It's like the first sci-fi movie ever about a robot and shit like that. And I've been trying for the longest to make a short film about a robot, and this is on the list of movies I decided I need to watch before I make my short film. So I was looking for this movie, but they didn't have it on HBO Max. But HBO Max has a ton of other cool movies on there, and I was like, "What other movies they have?" And I saw they had this one. And I was like, "Okay,
You have a lot of like good old movies on HBO.
yeah,
I
they do.
haven't gotten around to.
Yeah, you should check them out. They're yo, some of these movies are so good, and a lot of the ones that they have on HBO Max are in the Criterion collection. I think this one
Yeah.
is one of them. And then other things I watched after the high of Fantastic Four, I watched The Incredibles and The Incredibles 2. Love those movies. Love this movie. I love The Incredibles. And the first Incredibles is just such a good like midlife crisis movie. And it's like a whole allegory for cheating, like midlife crisis and cheating. Like it's so good. And then I feel like the second movie is like such a good balance of like superhero movie and family movie. Like it's like a perfect balance of those two things.
Yeah.
And Elastigirl, so fine, yo. Elastigirl is so. There's a scene in Incredibles 2 where she's in a robe. She's like talking on the phone. I had to pause the movie for a second. I love Elastigirl. See, that's the Pixar I miss, Eric. We don't want these bean-shaped fucking kids anymore. We want Elastigirl. We want
That's
fucking.
probably why they switched to the bean shape.
No, we want Aunt Cass. Okay, that's what we want from fucking.
You guys are gooning over moms and aunts.
Well, they shouldn't make him like
Stop
that. Okay, they shouldn't make him like that. You ever see Elastigirl's hips? It's ridiculous.
Do you think Elastigirl mixed her hips like that intentionally?
I always wonder
She
that
has
too. Yeah,
control of her body.
she has crazy proportions. They're insane. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got really excited about Elastigirl. What else did I watch? What else did I watch? I want to say there's something else I watched other than The Incredibles.
Did you watch anything with Arya?
I took her to see Fantastic Four. She liked it a lot.
Awesome.
I asked her what she liked better, this or Superman, and she said this. So take that, Thompson. And I did not influence her. I just let her decide. She really. I honestly didn't think she's gonna like this one more than Superman. I really thought she was gonna say Superman.
Yeah.
But she really liked this one. And then we went to some stores afterwards, and she bought a Fantastic Four keychain because she's going back to school soon. She wanted to put the keychain on her backpack.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And she was like, "Why do they call him the Thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is a weird name, huh?" And I was like, "At least they didn't call him the Thingy." And she thought that was so funny, yo. And so now she keeps calling the Thing the Thingy. Oh, this is so funny.
I do like in the first Fantastic Four movie with Chris Evans that he gives the Thing his name.
Oh yeah, that's
Because
right.
the reporter asked him, like, "What's that? What is that thing?" He's like, "That's exactly it. The Thing."
That's so funny. Yeah. I guess that's all I watched.
You know,
Ari said she watched Bad Guys too. She said it was really good.
I'm hearing it's good. I haven't seen the first one, but they look like decent movies.
Bad Guys, the first movie, pretty good.
There's a trailer for Zootopia 2.
Oh no, the furries are going mad, Eric.
I'm sure they are. I don't need to know. The furries. I've dealt with them enough in my life.
It's true.
But I like that in this trailer you can tell what the movie's about without them telling you anything. Because it's
Yeah.
just them running around with the snake. And you
It just seemed like a dance
already
party.
know, like, yeah, you already know that, okay, you didn't see any snakes or reptiles in the first Zootopia.
Right.
For some reason, they're not allowed there. There's a snake here, and they're trying to help it, and they're being chased by the cops.
Yeah.
We don't even know what the story is because you're showing us. So I like that.
Right.
That trailer does that.
Yeah.
Also, I do like that scene in the trailer with the dance party because like they're in the desert, and then she honked the horn, the air horn, and then bam, instant rave in the desert, which I think is funny.
Yeah. Some Burning Man shit or what?
Yeah. Because they always have like raves and festivals in deserts. So that makes sense.
I saw the trailer on Instagram and I decided to go to the comment section, and there were a couple girls in the comment section that were saying that the Fox character was so fine, and I was like, for a second I was like, let me have a moment of empathy. Let's go take a look at this fox again. Like maybe I missed something, you know? And I looked at it and I was like, it just looks like a fucking fox. What is wrong with these people?
They just like foxes.
What is wrong with these people?
There are people that like what's her face?
The bunny?
The bunny. Is it Judy?
You know,
Judy Hopps?
the only bunny I ever had a thing for was Lola Bunny, and that wasn't my
Lola?
fault. That wasn't my fault. That was Warner Brothers' fault. They should not have introduced that character like that. That was crazy. Just so that the audience knows what I'm talking about, Eric, put a fucking video of Lola Bunny walking into the gym the way she did. The way she did it. You know what I'm talking about.
It's very sultry.
It's crazy. I was a child.
She was trying to seduce bugs.
Well, she seduced me. She seduced the wrong person.
I think she succeeded in seducing a lot of people in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lola
Um,
Bunny. A lot of people like Miss Lola Bunny.
I I like uh what's Roger Rabbit's girl? What's her name again?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit. That's the only rabbit I like.
She's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
Yeah. Roger Rabbit, by the way, what a phenomenal movie, yo. Love that movie.
It was a great movie.
I remember being really confused as a kid because like um Bugs and Mickey were in it, and I was like, wait a second. I always saw them as like rivals for some reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck did they do this? And even as a kid, I didn't understand like how they were able to put both the characters in this movie.
They're not supposed to cross the streams.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. But no, they had. I think it was they had to do a lot of work to get the okay to do that, but
Mhm.
they were able to.
Which is pretty awesome. I think that's the only time they've ever been on screen together, like an actual thing.
Yeah. It was Bob Hoskins when he was in the movie, and he took his son to see it after the movie. His son was like really mad and upset, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "I can't believe that you worked with Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse and you didn't take me to set to meet them."
That's so funny. That's so funny and so cute. That's something only a kid could do, you know? Like
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Um but yeah, I think that's I can't remember what else I watched. I'm sure I watched something else. I just can't remember what it was. Oh, I finished Fearin'.
Okay.
It was
Nice.
beautiful.
How was that?
It was so beautiful. I loved it. I wanna I can't wait for the next season. And I want to buy the manga for it, and um, it's a beautiful show. I highly suggest it if you're into fantasy.
I don't think I've watched a lot of like anime fantasy.
There's actually a lot.
There is a lot. I've noticed that.
Well, nowadays there's a fuck ton. I honestly don't even like this whole isekai wave. Like, there's a million isekai, like, and they're all like, do I talk to bitches in a dungeon? Do I? The one time I got reincarnated as a slime. The one time I got reincarnated as a refrigerator or a vending machine. It's like, dude, enough of this shit, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so crazy. That's why I like Konosuba. It makes fun of it. But Fearin' is not an isekai. Fearin' is just purely just a fantasy. And as far as animes that are just purely fantasy, there's actually not a ton. There's a ton of isekais. There's not a ton of just regular fantasy shows. Fearin' is one of them, and I think the other one I would recommend, which I haven't watched a lot of, but I want to finish it, is called Record of Lotus War. It's an older one. It came out in, I think, the 80s or the 90s. 1990 when it came out. And I watched like 3 episodes of this one, and I don't know why I haven't finished it. I think it's because I've been waiting to watch it with Natalie, because I want to watch it with Natalie. But it's pretty cool. Anyways, you want to move on to what we're looking forward to? Is there anything you're looking forward to? Any trailers you saw that you thought were interesting?
Yes. Did you see the movie in IMAX?
No, I didn't.
I did. And they showed trailer for Demon Slayer.
They did?
Yeah. In
How?
IMAX. It looks so good. I'm so excited for that movie.
I'm so excited.
So I went to the theater right after work. So I knew I wasn't gonna have time to eat, and I knew we were recording right after. So I ordered my food ahead of time at the theater. I mean, usually if I do get food, I try to eat during the trailers, and then I can just sit and watch the movie. But I had to stop eating my chicken tenders, and I just sat there and watched the trailer in IMAX, and it was so good. It was so cool. I am very excited for that movie.
I'm sure the trailer in IMAX is probably really cool to see it. Are they gonna put it out in IMAX?
Yeah, I think so.
That's gonna be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That is one thing I want to say about Weapons. Is that I'm assuming that it was shot in IMAX because they put it in IMAX.
Uh-huh.
I normally I can tell when they the things that they did in IMAX because the aspect ratio changes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice that at all because I was too invested in the story
Mm-hmm.
to pay attention to like what was happening with the screen on the edges. So yeah, but yeah, Demon Slayer. Looking forward to that. Um, that Caught Stealing is coming out soon.
Yeah. Did you get a trailer for Eden?
Eden. I don't think I got a trailer for it during this, but I want to say I have seen the trailer. What is that
It's
again?
with Ana de Armas and I want to say Sweeney Todd's in it. What's her name? Sydney Sweeney. And Jude Law.
Hmm.
And Vanessa Kirby.
I walked past the trailer on my way, or not the trailer, the poster on my way out. I don't know if I've seen the trailer.
It looks pretty cool. It's gonna be it's directed by Ron Howard, which is pretty cool. He's a good director.
Do you like Ron Howard?
His daughter is beautiful too.
Bryce Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
Oh,
movie looks
Hans Zimmer's doing the music.
this movie looks pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm pretty excited for that movie. And Ana de Armas has been killing it.
She has been. I haven't seen Ballerina, but
Me either. But
everything else I've seen her in.
for a lady with an accent that's not from here, and she just, I mean, granted, I think her beauty takes her a long way, but I think what's cool about her is that she's actually a really good actor. You know, I mean, she's not just
She
a
is.
pretty face.
Yeah.
What's sad too, though, is this was the only trailer we saw.
You were late.
No, not even. We are purposely a little late just because like Regal's been showing a ton of ads and shit before the movies. And
Mhm.
so like we were like we'll just usually it's like a ton of ads, then some trailers, and then like one ad, and then some more trailers, and then the movie. So we were like, let's get there a little later, so we miss all the ads. We got there, ads are still running. It was like I swear we watched like 20 ads, Eric. And then this trailer for Eden popped up, and then we watched another ad, and then the movie started. I was like, it was nothing but ads. Where were all the trailers?
That's crazy. I didn't have that issue. So normally there's the pre-show. Normally I get there before showtime, so I get the little pre-show with Maria Menounos.
Yeah, yeah. She's
But
still doing her thing, huh?
yep, she still is.
Right on. Good for her. Solid
Yeah.
paycheck.
So, um, yeah, they didn't have the pre-show. I walked in like right at 5:30. Um, they did the little like intro thing, and they showed like I want to say like three, maybe four trailers, and the movie started. They didn't even do like the IMAX intro that they usually do. I don't
Dang.
know what was going on with the programming, but I don't think they did it right.
What the if?
That's okay though, because it got out of the theater earlier.
True. You're able to get here earlier, so we do the podcast. Okay, want to move on to final thoughts.
Final thoughts, sure.
I will say I
Yes.
really liked how this movie was marketed.
Same.
It didn't tell you a lot. It just gave you what the pretty much like the big question, and then that was it.
That was all I needed.
Yeah,
Like I said, I intentionally avoided uh, other trailers and any spoilers and stuff online. So literally all I knew is kids got up in the middle of the night and ran away,
yeah,
and we didn't know why.
Yep.
I was like, okay, cool.
yeah. Super cool. I like that they marketed it well, and I remember Thompson asking for us to review this movie because he was worried about seeing because now that he has a kid he doesn't like movies where kids are harmed or something. What
In
did he say?
danger.
In danger.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know, Eric. Would you suggest this movie to him, or even somebody that might be like worried about seeing kids get hurt?
Um, I mean, I think when you see the kids get up and run away, like it's kind of scary to think of like that could happen. But by the end of the movie, you know where they are, and I don't, I don't know because they don't. They're not really. I mean,
They're barely in
I
it,
don't
to be
know.
quite honest.
They're barely in it, but they are harmed, just
They-
more so psychologically.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was another thing that I felt like it kind of sucked was that like not that anything in this movie sucked. I like this movie a lot, but I'm saying like at the end it seemed like it didn't nothing was the same anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was like I was hoping like I guess the hope is right after the curse is broken or the ritual is broken, the spell is broken or whatever, that everybody could just go back to normal, right? And in the beginning of the movie, the kid narrator says that nobody was ever nobody like bunch of kids went missing, they never came back, right?
Yeah.
And I guess the reason why they said it that way because the kids did come back, but they just didn't come back the same.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the point, right? Because Zach was making a movie about trauma or reflecting the trauma that he's been through in his life. And even after like you know, you go through trauma and you come out the other side and you survive and you're okay, you're not the same and you're never
Never
gonna
the
be
same.
You can't go back to the way it was before.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there's something beautiful about that, I think.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say too, I figured out how to solve the problem before Josh Brolin did.
Oh yeah.
But as soon as I saw the video of the kids running out the door, I leaned over to Natalie and I was like, you know what I would do? I would go and gather all those videos and look at which direction they're running. Because that kid ran in he didn't run down the street. He ran through the bushes. That means he was going specifically towards something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then just get all the footage, all the kids leaving their house, and then just see what that straight line leads to. That's literally how I solved
they're
it.
going.
Yeah.
What direction they're
Yeah.
headed towards. What was the deal with that lady the first lady he went to go ask? I don't know why he didn't ask other parents, but
Yeah, she's kind of an asshole about
like
it.
she was like, "Nah, you can't look at our footage."
I guess
And I understand it's kind of a weird like situation, but
he also lost his kid though. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
Yeah.
if anything, if someone came to me like that, I'd be like, yo, we in this together, yo. I guess
yeah, like you like come together as a community. That's why they didn't find their kids because no one did shit
Yeah.
for Josh Brolin.
Yeah, right. I think maybe just moms are more they're less trustworthy of strangers, you know. Like women in general, I guess. That's why the dad comes home and he's like, okay, like whatever.
I did like at the end when Josh Brolin is then looking for his son, and he just walks through that person's house after the kids have all ran away.
Yeah.
And the lady screams like, "Ah, there's a man in the house!"
Yeah. Which, by the way, my worst nightmare, yo. It's not ghosts. It's not demons. It's some random person being in my house.
That is scary.
Hella scary because it's a real thing. That's like a real person. What do you do with that? Like, you know what I mean? Say you walk into your family room and there's somebody standing there. What do you do? Hey.
Say, what are you doing here?
What's
Get
up?
out.
You know what I mean? Like part of me wants to be like, I just rush them and fuck them up. You know what I mean? But then like, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm a nice person. I wouldn't just attack somebody. But they are in my house. You know what I mean? So I think the first reaction would be like, what up? Like, what? You good? Like, why are you here, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you in a random person's house right now. You know, like, you know, this is my house and you're standing in it.
Yeah, and it's scary. I don't know what you would do.
All right, and like another thing that freaks me out is like, you ever seen those videos? Those people that like secretly are squatting in someone's house that like this like actually being lived in, and they just like whenever they have a chance, they come out of like the vent or whatever, and they eat your food and shit. First of all, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, who the fuck's eating all the food? Second of all, that's hella scary, yo.
If someone was eating my food, I will find them.
Yeah, yeah, like on some taken shit.
Yeah.
I will find you,
Like,
and I will get my Lucky Charms back. That's crazy. You have anything else to say about weapons, Eric?
no, I think we pretty much said it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Good movie. I really liked it. I think this has been my favorite horror movie I've seen all year.
Your favorite one all year, other than Sinners?
That's what I'm saying. I don't categorize Sinners as a horror movie for some reason. But if Sinners was in the category of horror, Sinners is my favorite movie this year.
Yeah, for horror, with Sinners and 28 Years Later being included, I would say Sinners 28 Years Later together, and then this movie.
Pretty crazy. It seems like the best movies that are coming out this year are all horror.
Yeah. But I don't even feel like really 28 Years Later is that much of a horror either.
Yeah. It's just too
I
somber.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie, but so if you don't include those movies, then I would just say Together and then Weapons.
Yeah.
Dad was watching Final Destination Bloodlines. I think it
Yeah.
was yesterday, so I caught some of it. I don't know if I'm going to watch that movie.
I don't want to watch it, you know.
It's just-
I've seen so many of them.
lame.
I don't know. Like, I know there's so many ways people can die. You know, like that show, 1,000 Ways to Die, proved that. You know, but I don't know. We've seen the plot how many times now?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know.
A lot.
By the way, mom and dad watched together, right? What'd they think of that movie? Did you ask them?
I haven't asked them, but I was there when they were watching it. And Mom just kept saying, "This is weird."
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. I don't know if Dad likes it. Dad is strange because there's times where he'll watch something like that and I'm like, "That's stupid. I don't like it."
Yeah.
And there's other times where he like actually kind of likes it, and he'll sit down and watch the whole thing. And I'm like, "You're watching this?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, okay.
Okay, right
Like-
on, Dad. Right on, Dad.
Like he watched all of Shape of Water
Oh, really? Did he like it?
yeah, he liked it by himself.
Hey,
It was just him. He watched it. He liked it.
that's cool.
And I was like, okay.
Hell yeah, Dad.
I
That's,
didn't think that'd be something you'd watch.
Dad's got good taste.
Well, because he always tells me, pick a good movie.
Yeah.
I like lots of movies. I try to pick something that they would like.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll put something on and he's like, nah, and he'll just walk away and go upstairs. And I'm like, all right, cool. I guess this wasn't a good movie.
It's got to reel him in. That's funny.
My friend Cam said he's not sure if he agrees with my review of Together. And I was like, okay, what do you think? And he's like, I don't know, maybe I'll save it to write it in the comments. But he didn't comment anything. I was like, okay.
Give us your opinion, Cam.
Yeah. All right.
All right, brother. Good episode.
Yep.
All right, everybody else, thanks for watching. I almost forgot to say bye to the fans. Bye, everybody. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, all those things,
Yeah.
comment, all that jazz. You know the fucking shenanigans. So,
Yeah. All right.
love y'all. Peace.
See ya.